you'll end up doing better long run if you kind of hone in on it.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Since we're talking about being an individual and individualistic, I think what you touched on, which ironically goes into your topic number 3, it's finding your niche, because you can't find your niche from what you're saying unless you're being yourself. Because you said something really key. You have an agent in your office who wears a suit, and that works for him and for his clients and for everything he does.
Yep. And that's exactly it. And that's why he can, I'm telling you, he is, I told him last year, I said, when we started this a couple months ago, I said, once Edge makes, money, I'll buy you a trophy, Hustler of the Year award, because I am telling you, no matter how crazy his people get and how particular, he's just like, okay, it can just roll right off of him, where
I need more of that. I take everything too much to the heart, too close to the heart. There you go.
It's great. I mean, you just see it. It's like it rolls. And I'm like, see, I couldn't do that. You could yell at me for hours and that could roll off of me. But like I want this to be in my listing and this, and I rewrote your description for you. I'm like, oh my God, please make it stop. Like it's
fucking shoot me.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And he can deal with it, so it's great for me. Cause I'm like, I would have been fired by now for sure. Cause I would have snapped. So, but yeah. And I think that does, so that kind of flows into finding your niche. And, when I first started, what I would say is, I read anything I could get my hands on, right? Because I went into this with one, goal, and that was to win, right? Like I'm really competitive. I can't help it. It's just somewhere.
That's exactly how my mentality is too.
Right. And I'm like,
whatever's coming my way, I'm slaying, I'm closing, writing that contract. Let's go, baby.
I'm over here like fake competing with teams that don't even know I'm competing with. I'm like, I'm going to beat you this year. Like, it's.
I definitely have some friends who they're looking at my shit and it's a healthy competition from my side, but it's an unhealthy competition from their side. They just have no idea I'm not competing because I'm just going to dominate, right? It's a little bit different, but I'm just like you. It's like that first year.
I'm like, this agent pissed me off. I'm going to go pull all of his expired listings and list them. I'm like, yeah, you got this now. Like, oh my God, it's so bad. But, and that's the thing. But when I first started, I kept seeing that everywhere, like, find what you want to do. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that because, if I sit here and I pick one specialty, right, like I'm going to have no business. Like that was how I thought about it at first, which is why I learned which clients I can and can't deal with and so forth, because I took anything.
So how did you overcome that? First of all, because this is one thing that I know I'm struggling with, any new agent who's struggling with, or maybe if you're established, you're struggling with, because this actually came up on a few of our episodes already, is like finding your niche. How did you find your niche and how did you, maybe not find, how did you define your niche, right? Yeah. Like, what did that look like? Like where you were like, I like these people, I don't like these people. How do I not miss out on these deals because somebody else will take them? Let me take those deals.
Yeah, so it was definitely something, number one, I had to, and still to this day, like I have to tell myself, like, nope, that's going to drive you crazy. Like, do not take that. I still have to talk myself out of certain clients and listings and whatever, because I just know it won't end well. But with that being said, I am very strong in investment property. So whether that investment property is super low end 12K duplexes that, need 80K in repairs. Last year too, I actually opened a separate flip company. So, I buy flips.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we do flips. And then, it goes all the way up to, I'm lucky enough to have a very large developer over here as a client that, develops subdivisions. I list things like that. But it was something I had to learn. And I learned it this way. Like when I went into a listing appointment for a luxury listing, I was really underwhelmed. Like I had no passion for it whatsoever. It's just not.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know why. And even my own dad.
Some people are like, give it to me,
oh,
baby.
Yeah. Well, even my own dad was like, how many of those $12,000 pieces of shit do you have to sell for one of these? Nice. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, whatever. And, the crap I sell is always nightmares, but it was
it's
something.
Your thing, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? But it was something that I was very, very interested in, just all aspects of it. So, which in turn, and, what I tell people too is if you can kind of tune into it before you stumble into it like I did, it will be great because then because what I did, in turn, I started getting interested in that. And everything I did, I was doing to attract more investment sales, right? So like I got, a couple banks over here and I list their foreclosures and things like that. So subconsciously, day in and day out, I was basically creating those clients without knowing it because I was interested. And that's the thing, because I really strongly feel that when you're dedicated and you're into it and it's something that you really feel strongly about, you'll kill it, right? And then there's no reason that somebody won't use you, right? Because they know if you got a shitty $12,000 duplex, you call Jamie, she'll sell it in a minute, right? Like that's the thing, And then in turn, in what I wish my younger realtor self would have known is, once you start kind of zoning in on that, it gives you tons of marketing, because I can say like, hey, I specialize in investment. Here's everything I've sold, blah, blah, list it all. And it's great. Right. And then I produce
your portfolio, right? It speaks for itself.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, so like if it's in, I have one girl that likes to list luxury, which is great for me because I hate it, but then her marketing is tailored to that. And that's what she's producing. And she's not wasting any of her time that she does have to create more business on getting herself, crappy investment properties or whatever, So it's really important to kind of try your best to identify that. And when I first started, I just thought, well, we got to kind of just do everything. But you'll end up doing better long run if you kind of hone in on it, I feel.
There's this saying, and I know, Andrew, I'll beat you to it because you're the one who always says this, but there's riches in the niches.
Yeah.
Every single time. I mean, you just showed it to us that you're specifically in a quote unquote 12,000 crappy investment. You have an agent who's a hustler who hustles and that's his niche. With the clients that he serves are very much probably like him. And then you have another girl who does luxury and she loves it.
Yeah.
So she may do quote unquote less number of deals, but they're going to be bigger hits.
Exactly.
So hopefully she's got a good financial planner or manages her money well.
I think one of the things, and this is like a general business principle, and I think it would overlay with real estate too, which is if you do sub 10 million a year, which would be in actual money earned, like revenue, you shouldn't grow out of just one niche. You can do 10 million a year from just one small subsector of a market. You don't need a whole market. You can do it in a subsector. Now, obviously, if you live in like a village with like 100 people, don't take that to heart. Right. Like, let's be realistic here.
Don't just take anything.
Then just sell everything. But I think what I like about what you're doing is you're like the polar opposite. So what I love is because Peter is really into the whole luxury side because he's like, I can do one or two deals. And that's where like you would like
what
to grow.
What Andrew's trying to politely say is I like watches and cars that I can't afford yet. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
He doesn't want to sell $112,000 pieces of shit.
Right,
He wants to sell one.
Right in there with my dad. Yep, I'll tell him that you agree with him.
It's I like but what I love is like I think even internally I was probably expecting you to say I want to go to the $1 million listings because it's less, they're easier, whatever. And it's nice to have
and
a
it's like the opposite.
It's totally the opposite. I've tried, I'm not even kidding. There's been twice, I think, that I had a couple $1 million listings. And I just remember being in my car, right outside their driveway, because they were both gated. I'm like, oh my God, I can't go in here. I'm probably going to throw up. I'm going to throw up if I go in here. I am going to cuss or I'm going to fall. And I'm like, this guy's going to be like, why is she wearing yoga pants in my $2 million house? And they both turned out to be awesome sellers, thank God. But it's just not for me. I just can't do it, and it's not a secret. Everyone knows it around here. They're like, oh yeah, no way, we literally refer to all the crap as Jamie listings because that's where I'm comfortable because they're problems and I can solve them, and I'm used to them.
That's amazing.
I like that. I think that's a key thing, right? You know what that is. You know that you're really a very high producing, income earning problem solver. Right. You have a different approach. And even though you could do the high end stuff, because obviously you have a name and a reputation and a brand, you choose not to. And that is by you being an individual. Right. Being yourself.
It does not. And that's and you guys know, you spend so many hours just dealing with one property, one transaction. It's like, if I'm going to do that, it's going to be something I actually want to do.
Enjoy. Yeah. Why not? And I think that's great. I think, I want to give you the floor, Jamie, because obviously you've got a team. And I want, people, if they want to reach out to you, whether you're growing a team, whether you want to buy a house from you, whether they want to do fix and flips, want to sell shit, whatever it could be, we got all types of listenership. How could they reach out to you? How could they get in touch? How could, they support you, you help them, whatever it could be. It could be phone, email, socials, whatever you want.
Absolutely. You can always email me. It's Jamie, JMIE @ergwi.com. Or you can call us 414-209-1996. And you can talk to Nicole then, who is my best assistant in the world. So she'll figure out where to put you.
Can they call Nicole before 10 a.m.?
They can call Nicole all the time. She never sleeps, it seems like. So she's up at 9. She's up at 8. She's up at 2 when I'm up. It's weird. So she's awesome.
Jamie, this has been amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you. I love your authenticity. That's the one word that I would caveat. If this was to be you, it's like you are authentic as fuck. And I love that because we find it more and more with top producers. It's like, I'm just me, dude. They're just like, I'm just me. And when I stopped trying to be someone else, everything worked really and took off. And it's when I was trying to do all the other bullshit that people told me was when I was struggling. It's like, so I'm just doing me.
Well, and that's the thing to remember. As though, when you see all those trainings and whatever, everyone has something else to say. But if it doesn't fit into you, it's just not going to work, because I tried it all. So
100%. Jamie, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the show. And everyone, we hope you've enjoyed listening and we will see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.